While you're trying to figure out how to pay for groceries, these 5 people have turned D.C. into a private hedge fund. Nancy Pelosi, Donald Trump, Khanna, Josh Gottheimer, and Thomas Kean Jr. Between them, we're talking about thousands of trades and hundreds of millions of dollars in assets. They aren't legislating, they are day trading. If you think that's an exaggeration, look at the actual disclosure logs. Democrat Khanna's profile has clocked over 38,000 trades. Democrat Josh Gottheimer has over 3,500, pushing nearly 350 million in volume. Republicans Thomas Kean Jr. and Donald Trump are dropping heavy-hitting trades, while Nancy Pelosi sits on a $285 million empire. If you're waiting for the mainstream on either side to actually report on this, you're going to be waiting a long time. If you prefer your history with a side of reality and possibly some nachos, hit subscribe. We're doing the work that they hope you ignore. So share this with somebody who still has a functioning brain. The Stock Act is a federal law forcing politicians to publicly report their stock trades. On paper, it looks like accountability. In reality, it's complete theater. It runs entirely on the honor system, and nobody is checking the actual accounts. Relying on a politician's honesty to police their own greed is an absolute joke. We all have heard the term crooked politician, right? They blow past reporting deadlines, duck inside closed-door committees, and blame a clerical error. It's a bold-faced lie to escape a pitiful $200 fine. They write the rules, they break the rules, and then they hold a private meeting to forgive themselves. The entire system is structured so they never face an ounce of real accountability. This is supposed to be about public service, not their personal wealth management system. The solution is simple: a 100% total ban on stock trading across the board. No exceptions. If you're in the House, the Senate, the Judiciary branch, or the Executive branch, you do not touch the stock market while you are in office. And that ban includes your family. Not your wife, not your children, not your in-laws, not your damn pets either. If the NFL can suspend a player for betting on a game, Congress can stop trading the companies they write laws for. Ignoring the ban should bring immediate severe consequences. You get caught cheating, the Ethics Committee removes you from office. Or impeachment. Period. Regular citizens face a $5 million fine and 20 years at federal prison for insider trading. But these politicians are building a massive lifetime fortunes on the exact same behavior. It is absolute horseshit. They were elected to worry about the constituents and the health of this country, not their personal portfolios. They did not make a mistake with the Stock Act. They deliberately rigged it from the very start. You should be furious, because while you were legally bound by every teeny tax and finance law, they intentionally designed this one to be impossible to enforce. They completely baited and switched us. They bragged about their transparency, then made sure the actual trade disclosures are buried in thousands of barely legible, handwritten PDF files. It is a calculated cover-up disguised as a law, forcing you to dig through chicken scratch just to see how they are getting rich. They literally went back to the Stone Age just to keep you in the dark. While you're trying to guess which way the economy is turning, they already know because of classified briefings and inside information weeks before the public. They use that secret knowledge to buy up the right stocks or dump the losers before the market moves, completely rigging the game against you. By the time the public finally finds out about the trade, months later, the damage is already done, and they have walked away with a bigger and more robust fortune. Look at the absolute nerve of these people. For them, breaking the law isn't a one-time mistake. It's a daily habit. You should care because a law with no teeth isn't a law. It's a permission slip to cheat. They violate the Stock Act dozens of times a year because they know that a tiny $200 fine is the absolute most they will ever face. That isn't a penalty. It's just a cheap cost of doing business in Washington, D.C. These people are cheap hacks playing the corporate billionaire game disguised as public servants. They sit on committees controlling billions in defense contracts and healthcare policy. Then immediately trade those exact same companies like they're playing fantasy football with your future. They are shaping financial policy for their own personal gain, with one hand clicking buy and on the other clicking sell. It's the ultimate insider racket, and they think you're too stupid to even notice. Here are the truths about our political leaders. They get paid $174,000 annually. They can also bring in an extra $33,285 in extra income if they choose. This brings them up to $207,285 annually. They receive free upscale gyms at taxpayer expense. They get subsidized healthcare. However, the federal government subsidizes approximately 72% of their premiums. Members vest at a federal pension after just 5 years of service. Depending on their age and length of service, they can start collecting benefits as early as age 50. The starting retirement annuity is capped at a maximum of 80% of their final salary. Under Article 1, Section 6 of the Constitution, members of Congress are privileged from arrest during their attendance at sessions and while they travel to and from, except for treason, felony, and breach of the peace. In practice, this has routinely been used as a loophole by politicians to get out of local traffic violations, speeding tickets, and parking fines around Washington. More importantly, they exempt themselves from laws they create. Oh, and if there's a shutdown, they get paid, while their employees work full-time with zero pay. They will be reimbursed later. We should all be angry at these people. Remember, I only showed you 4 members of Congress. We have 431 more to go. They mostly all do this with stocks, and they can share this information with other members as well. If this isn't corruption, what qualifies? They are supposed to be looking out for we the people. Yet it seems like they are treating these stock trades like they just won the Powerball and Mega Millions all at once. I'm Bill from the Hill. I want to be sure that you subscribe because the next installment is the one that no one is talking about, and it could have major ramifications for our country. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.